attention, attention. Overly blunt in this one. First to mention, gotta get your Thursday right for the weekend. Overly blunt podcast for the treatment. Keeping this shit 100 not a notch low. Cause 99 too far from a hundo. New week, new Thursday. OB'ERS.
You really should have. Look at you.
1, 2, Rona's coming for you. 3, 4, it's gonna knock at your door. 5, 6, that bitch martial law. Yo, in times like these, I don't think I should be making fun of shit like that, but
You got to.
I've been kind of insensitive to it because I just think it's all hype. But before we get into all that shit, this is the Overly Blunt Podcast. It's a new week. It's a new Thursday. This is the only podcast we're keeping at 99. It's way too far from 100. I am your host, Chris X Matt. I got my good brother Manny here with me.
Hello, guys.
And I got someone else here with me too. But before I introduce my guest, I want to say shout out to everybody that really been rocking with the OB podcast this whole season. This is the season finale. This is the last episode. It's crazy. It's been a whole year already. A whole year, and every Thursday I've given you guys an episode. And shout out to you guys for listening. If you're tapping in every week, shout out to you guys if you're sharing it. Say whatever you want to say about it. Say whatever you want to say about me. I don't care. Shout out to all my guests. You know, everybody that came through. I'm forever indebted to you guys because I had a lot of people come through from different places this time, and I amazed myself, to be honest. I ain't gonna lie. But yeah, I got more shit that I want to do. I'm probably gonna start some other shit as soon as this is over that I'm not gonna speak on yet. But go follow my YouTube. Go follow the OB YouTube if you haven't subscribed yet. And go back and listen to all the episodes if you haven't listened. If you're a new listener, if you catch on late, just go listen to all the episodes. I have season 1 up also, so you can go peep all them episodes too. And yeah, season 3, I don't know when I'll be back podcast wise, but I'm gonna be giving you guys some other type of concept. And if you know me and knowing how times are right now, you might have an idea what I want to get into. But damn, bro, a whole year.
52 weeks.
52 weeks. This is episode 54. 54 episodes I gave you guys.
Now you gotta go out and be like, what more do you want from me?
No, it's been a journey. It's not a journey, but it's just been like I surprised myself, man. I could be doing a lot more too. You know, I'm not gonna act like I can be pushing it harder. I could be doing a lot of more things, but I ain't mad at the way it went. I ain't mad at just the growth in myself, too. Like, I learned a lot in this season, too. And even, like, today, the guest that I brought back today that I wanted to end the season with, it just meant a lot to me because, I had her on earlier in the season. And, it was an amazing conversation. And I was listening to it the other day, and it hit me. And I was like, wow, I relate more to this. And I needed to talk to her more because I myself feel like I've been having a spiritual awakening as of late. And I know a lot of crazy shit's happening right now. You can say conspiracy or not. It's just funny shit happening. And I think, I feel like I'm up to bat. And I don't mean to say that in a cocky way. I'm not trying to seem like I got all the answers either. I don't want to mislead anybody. But I feel like I've been on the path of truthness for a while now, and a lot of shit's starting to make sense, and I'm seeing a lot of things, and I don't believe in coincidences, so everything right now is crazy, and I really want to tap into all that, so I haven't really even been inspired to push this podcast anymore, and it sucks, but I'm kind of already, I want the season to be over because I want to do some other shit, and I'm already planning on next season because I see even others that are trying to follow this formula or whatever, and I just want to come back on some other shit, and it is what it is. But again, shout out to everybody coming through. But today on the podcast, I brought back the lovely Alicia from Pacha Mama Remedies.
Hello.
Thank you so much for coming through, Alicia.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Like I said earlier, your podcast really. It hit listening to it again, and I didn't even catch a lot of the things in there. And the reason I couldn't even go into detail on a lot of things was because I wasn't informed. So you brought up sun gazing, and I can have a whole different conversation now about sun gazing than a few months ago when you came into the podcast. So I felt like you're the perfect person to have and to speak to about the spiritual awakening. And I know a lot of exciting things have happened with you since the podcast, also since the last episode. So I just wanted to tie it all in together and have you end the season with us.
Yeah.
For real.
Thank you.
So the store is finally open.
I'm honored. Honestly, it's crazy because I was watching the podcast again too, and it was like right after we had talked about you asking about when is there gonna be a store? Y'all want to see a store?
Mm-hmm.
I told you about the contact that I had, and like literally like the week after it was here, and I think that's just thank you and
congrats,
thank you
that's
both.
big.
Thank you both for being a part of like the support along the way, and also just putting that energy out too. Here's a lighter.
Yeah, thank you.
You know, because like that alone, that intention and love and energy being put out by one person is already strong, you know, for me, and I'm putting that out hard for myself daily. But when I have the support and other people around putting that energy out, it's just like it's fourfold, and that's for everything that we do, you know, in community and union and just wanting to. So I feel like after that, it was just crazy. Everything just started to align, and I'm just super grateful. I'm grateful to be here again because I had so much fun the last time.
No, you like our conversation amazed me a lot last time you were here, and we had that nice ceremony too before we did the podcast, and that was a whole new experience to us, and. We still talk about that to this day. We talk about it because it was.
We talked about it yesterday.
Yeah, he was like, I hope she bring that up.
And I was like, and then he started copying my face, cause that shit was.
Your face.
Wow.
But
yeah, we'll have a ceremony after this awesome podcast.
It's just dope because I remember I went to one of the pop-ups you did in the Upland. This was after we did the podcast, right? Because I needed to get a picture with you because I didn't get one. Remember when I went and I caught some stuff from you?
Yeah.
And I remember you were just like excited because you're man, I've been wanting to I was gonna hit you up because I got hit up for the store and everything. So I thought it was so dope that I was able to be part of that. I guess that energy. So it's amazing, and you're doing it in Pomona, so I mean that's dope.
Yeah.
Shout out to John Matt. If y'all haven't peeped that booth mobile, go peep that booth mobile. Pomona Zone just dropped. Yeah. So how do you feel opening up? How does it feel opening up in the community that you grew up in?
It feels. I can't even put it all into words because I feel like I haven't even been able to sit down and fully process it honestly, just because. Since November, really, when it happened, I've been just go. We were talking about being busy then. Oh my gosh. I feel like I just need to be like, woo, But it feels good. It feels so exciting, especially being in Pomona. People are always like, oh, you could have done this in Claremont, or you should have done this there because you'd make so much more money, or different things like that. And then I kind of laugh and I'm like, well, that's not my intention. Like, I want to be here in Pomona. Like, this is where my community is. This is where I've been since I was 4 years old, Like, I want to give back to my community in this way. And I honestly didn't think, like, it would happen so quick. Well, I guess I can't say that because, like, I was putting it out there once I started to. But it did just happen so fast, and just the connections that I've been making now since even these last few months have been incredible, and like seeing how much Pomona is growing, and literally other communities for just like I'm thinking Growing Roots. Shout out to Growing Roots is an organization that's like has a farm and is building community garden, like a community garden there, and is doing more. They just got another community area and Emerson, which is like the J High that I was gonna go to, but I ended up going to Claremont. But just seeing like the building of that, like from how it was from the 90s to now, that they're implementing these programs into schools, and just like all the other community gardens that are slowly building, and that's what we need, and that's what it's about. So being able to connect with those people and just other people wanting to find these medicines and these classes here in Pomona is beautiful.
It is beautiful. It's amazing actually. Cause you have a lot of knowledge too that the community needs to come across.
Yeah, a lot of hidden knowledge, shit that's like hard to come across.
Yeah, as it's just about for me, I'm grateful to to be able to have the space to offer it now. Because for me, like when I was searching for it, it was really hard, you know, and like
Right.
that was the problem, and I wanted easier access to this and stuff, and yeah, I did go and travel, and I learned some stuff there, but even and doing a lot of self research, but being able to soon enough continue to have plants and help people with their own plants here, but offering all these herbs and stuff too, you know, having that access, being able to offer that and reigniting that it's already within, you know, within us. So it's like every time you have one conversation for something, it kind of unlocks a sound, a door to another part of ourselves, you know. So with something like working with plants or with working with healing ourselves, like those things I feel like just activate so much more within us because that's our natural innate way of living, you know, and being. So to be able to help people really connect to that is so incredible because it's just like, you know, after, I don't know, it's just like like a boom, you know?
Yeah.
So it's fun. And people, and that's like the womb people are looking for to reconnect back to in times of chaos and times of, you know, just like, I don't know, realizing that material things and other things just like, I don't know.
Don't matter.
Don't matter at the end of the day.
And it's crazy because in this time of chaos right now, I know right now everyone, you know, okay, let's get into it because I know right now this whole pandemic is happening, this whole panic is happening, and right now, you know, you brought up self-healing and healing and having this information, and you know, people have this information. I don't think there would be this panic. I don't think people would be panicking if they knew that you. How do you say it? Like I said, you tapped in, so you wouldn't be panicking about like a flu, but because someone's telling you is something that it's not.
Unplugged. That's when you gotta unplug. And the more you tap into your roots, the more you unplug, bro. The more you get closer to, like, self.
Yeah.
Because you can't really describe self, you know? It's very hard to, like, even describe that type of side of a person. But when you get closer to that, that's when you really start understanding, like, yo, not a lot of this shit matters.
Yeah.
And that's crazy how, like, now it, like, I don't know, I think the older generation kind of looks down upon our generation because we don't want to work, but we want money. Mm-hmm. And I look at that for like two sides, you know. I do see the moral side of it, but I also see like, dude, why do we work? Like, why is there any of this? You feel me? Like, a lot of this shit does not make sense on why it's there. I mean, it does, but it doesn't. Like, I think we're learning that right now, too. Like, what's essential and what's not.
Exactly.
Because I think people working right now that are open right now should get paid more. Like, even when shit gets better, quote unquote, I think they should get paid more because their jobs are essential.
Yeah.
I mean, I've seen that meme that said just in a week people realize how important like food stockers, truck drivers, people that grow food are compared to like NBA players, celebrities, and you know that might trigger some people because a lot of people put their time in, you know, they invest a lot of their time into these idols, and that don't really mean nothing really. Like I understand the motivation, I understand how, you know, they can motivate you, or you know, there's I get the good stuff that you guys get out of them, but we don't look at our local people like the same way, and that's the people that we see every day, that we come across every day, and we're worried about. I don't know, man. It's just this whole thing is really, it does show you what we care about, yeah, and it honestly, bro, it's showing me how much the media controls us, and I know that they do, but it really shows right now. It really shows, bro.
Yeah.
To me, hold on. I feel like there's a sweet spot on this mic right here. Wait, right here. There we go. I gotta talk super up close to it.
This is the spot.
I feel like third world countries are more community based, Like they feel more for the people and they care less about politics. And I feel like that's also another reason why they get advantage taken out of them, and why they're third world, why they're like suppressed by their governments. And then you have America, where it's a first world country, and you have like other first world countries. You got to find a better tactic to control these motherfuckers. You got to find a better way to like have them stupid. And that's through social media. That's like, you got to plug them in. You got to keep them entertained every fucking moment of the day.
They're doing a damn great job with that, because people are already glued to their phones.
People want more.
So,
that's the crazy part.
Yeah.
People want more is the crazy part.
I know. It's not even crazy. It's just sad.
Like right now, there's no
point.
distractions. You can't watch sports. You can't go out and drink. You can't do nothing. So like, it is the perfect time to kind of disconnect and like reevaluate self.
Yes.
Reflect. If you got kids, spend time with try to do something productive with your kids. Teach them. So I don't know. You have time right now, and I know sometimes like a lot of people are panicking because they think they might not get back to work yet, or it's gonna mess up with the money. And I get it. I get how that can be stressful. But at the end of the day, there's nothing you can do. There's nothing you can do. Like I honestly, bro, I don't believe we'll ever fight back even as a people. I mean, we're gonna let them, bro. We're gonna let them do what they want to do.
With that damn attitude, yes.
I mean, I hope not.
No, well, yeah.
I want people to fight back. Fight for our rights.
People will fight back the moment they try to take guns away.
That's true.
That is the moment where it's like, because the Constitution protects. They tell you to bear arms to protect yourself from the government.
Yeah.
Like, you protect it. Like,
Yeah.
that's when I feel like shit's gonna go down, and you're forgiven. You're forgiven for that. Like, you gotta,
So do you guys think gun shops are an essential business?
Yes,
of course.
That's crazy that they're closing them all down in California though right now.
But
right?
that should tell people that there's an agenda going
Exactly.
on, and that's what I don't understand why it doesn't click for people.
I know, it's so hard. I'm just like, please.
It does. I get that there's a virus out here, but it's not as crazy as the media is making it seem.
Yeah.
Some people already had it. Like, it's curable. You're gonna get better.
No, not even that. Don't dismiss the virus. The virus is very real, but think of it this way. There's a lot more other, like the H1N1 affected 60 million people. That's the entire state of California, and then other states as well. Think about it. That's how big of the people affected when Obama was
And then
president.
nothing closed.
But nothing closed, and the mortality rate was higher. The thing with this is there's definitely agenda behind it, and I think both parties are playing their part inside the current agenda, whether it's good or bad.
Do you think it's a white hat operation?
I think it was a hijacked.
You think they hijacked it?
Yeah.
I believe that too. I don't want to get into that whole the cute thing, because it's just gotta be a whole podcast itself. But I do believe that, because it's funny to me how a lot of these celebrities got it first.
Yeah, that's why I had to stop paying attention.
And you need the celebrities to get it, because it makes the public believe it.
Yeah.
It goes again to people being sheep and being controlled.
To me, I'd be like, all right, you're not around a lot of people every single day.
We're around more people though.
Every
day.
More
the videos though,
people.
they're not even sick though. Like, why?
We're in shittier areas.
I don't know the actors' names, but I've seen some of their videos, and it's like, I have coronavirus. Yeah, it sucks, but it's here. Like, all of these videos out of nowhere, it's all a gimmick.
Some have it and they had no symptoms. So it's
they're getting tested.
Yeah,
Other people who really need the test aren't getting tested. That's why I'm just grateful. It's a great wake-up call for some, because some people, I know we're saying, I don't know how.
During this time, have you had a lot of people hit you up for like medicine and for herbs and all that stuff?
Yeah, thankfully I've seen an increase for sure of like people wanting to know more, like what can they do to protect them and stuff. And at the end of the day, like number one is just what the focus that, of course, media isn't going to tell us, but it's to just, like, focus on boosting our immune system, you know? Like, we have a whole damn system out here in our bodies that's here trying to protect us.
We have aisles full of immune boosters that is still available right now.
They really scare people to buying out paper products.
Oh, for like toilet paper and stuff.
Yeah,
you're saying?
like that have nothing to do with the
I still don't
virus.
understand the concept of that. Like, why is that your guys' first?
And look, I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this on record. I stocked up on shit, but I stocked up on shit because I got scared. Because at first I was like, man, people tripping. But then when I started realizing it was selling out every day, and I work at one of these stores where it's packed as fuck, and people are buying the shit out. So I was like, wait. Dog food was selling out. I'm like, yo, I can't. I'm gonna get my shit because I don't know if I'm gonna be able to. But now I'm realizing like the supply chain is still coming in. Like shit's still coming in. Like shit's not slowing up. But
they never said there's gonna be a food shortage. Everyone just went crazy on their own, and that's why the media, they're good at putting fear into people.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I got some fear.
And you know, this virus is attacked more on the physical. Like, it is a spiritual virus. It's attacking people spiritually. It's attacking people mentally. It's attacking people emotionally. And that's why at the end of the day, like, unplugging to an extent, and really, just like you said, being with our families and really focusing on that and focusing on building our community should be key. Like, all right, we've already been in the fucking, panic, I'm quarantining this and this. Like, shit's gonna be serious, and, like, it can continue to, you know, play out, like, in their way, or we can continue to build and see how we're gonna, as a community, like, not continue to let them run this place the next 15, 20 years. Like, this is really our opportunity, because their system is coming to crumbles. Like, no matter what, it's coming to crumbles. They're scared. They know our power. They don't want us to realize it, so they create this fear, which weakens our immune system, blah, blah, blah. Everyone's like, ah! And it's like, yo, this, and this is the true rebirth we just had with the spring equinox, you know? This is a true new year, so it's like, we should be celebrating this life right now. Okay.
What do you mean spring equinox?
So we have...
But wait, before you start, because we ready to say, fuck 2020.
No, the 2020 or this year is technically just beginning. Like, January was, you know, on the Gregorian calendar is, you know, January starts.
Okay,
and they say...
What's important about the Gregorian calendar? What does that symbolize? What is it?
Well, Gregorian is just the calendar that
Who uses that?
We use
that?
it.
Okay, okay.
So the Gregorian calendar is the calendar that we use.
Okay.
But it wasn't implemented until, of course, like before once the conquest and all that, they started implementing their calendar. But before, like, the true New Year is in March. Because when you look at March, this is spring. This is when there's birth of new life. You know, this is when it's truly, you know, all of that. And if you look, I can go deeper with that.
Hold on. So does that correlate to why shit started happening now in March?
Well, I think they're really smart with what they're thinking. So they know all the way the stars are. They know how to work with the planets. They know, the big bad boys.
Yeah,
they know all that because they stole that wisdom.
The deep state for you guys.
Yeah, so they already know all that wisdom. They know how to use these planets. So instead of us right now harnessing and focusing, some of us are. I won't say not everyone's, you know, losing their minds, but this is a time where we should be, you know, really focusing on the rebirth of a new year. And rebirth is chaos. There is a lot, you know. That's why January, February, you know, there's a lot of deaths. People were going through hell. January, that's not really the start of a new year during, like, winter, when this is a time where we're supposed to be in hibernation, going within, you know. And then February... March comes, and then everything's transitioning, changing, the leaves, everything's starting to blossom. This is the new life. And that goes back to, you know, Mayan calendars, and calendars all over the world. If you look at indigenous tribes, they believe, and then that goes to, like, summer solstice, and it's always around the 18th, 19th, 20th, 21st. So technically,
that's usually when someone's killed.
1920, yeah. Huh.
No, on the summer and winter solstice is usually a celebrity.
Oh, on the solstices, yeah. But the equinox, yeah, so it's the solstices and equinoxes. And
What is that shit? What do you mean?
I'm like, it goes. I'm
Big
like, I have to. Well, it's just the calendar. So those are basically the main marking points when the sun and the moon align at a certain time.
That's a
What
solstice,
we
or-
just had right now was the sun and the moon. I'm like getting confused now. They basically aligned at the same time. The passing by, but the sun was like higher, like the amount of time in the daylight. So hold on, I need to start over because I'm getting them confused. So basically, when we're having
high
the
as shit, by the
summer,
way.
I know, I'm like, damn, fucking mom
we
got
fucking
me.
high.
No. So,
OB.
so, wait, damn it, where was I at?
Equinox.
Okay.
Solstice.
Yeah, okay.
Difference.
Yeah, so the equinox is what we just had. So that was the coming of the sun. So because we were just in winter, so we were ending the winter period, entering now the spring, the new birth of the sun. So that goes to like also, you know how Easter is coming up too, and this birth, the 3 days, and the sun rises again. That's why really like
Everything correlates, huh?
It correlates
With
so
even
much
with the Bible,
in the
Easter?
Bible. Yeah, so
Okay.
it correlates, and that's people are like, oh, the sun has risen. Oh my goodness, the sun. Yes, our actual sun has risen. You know,
but then
so
Jesus.
Jesus.
Okay.
Yeah. So it
This is what I want to hear, bro. This is my favorite type of talk right now. This is the type of shit that I'm on right now.
So
and that's why it was easy for them to convert some of the people back then because they like believed, and it goes back to like ancient Quetzalcoatl, which is the serpent snake, which was who went to the underworlds with his partner, which was the dog Xolotl, and they basically went from the underworld. They brought and gave life. So that was the rising of, you know, of life coming back. So when the Spanish came and conquered, they were basically like saying Hernandez, Cortez, and all these other people, they were saying that they were Jesus, so the person to come back to give life. So they were easily fooled, a lot of the people basically. And they switched the story, but it was easy for them to switch it and then making people believe, you know, okay, well the sun came and all this bullshit. And then the Bible, it goes so much weight. It just goes, you know, it just shows like how the storyline went. Like the Bible definitely has a lot of truth to it because they were able to change it, you know, from ancient books, you know, ancient wisdom.
they corrupted it.
The message is there, but it's corrupted.
Yeah.
What's the significance of the sun?
The sun is our life. The sun represents so much. Like, oh, well, I'm thinking through so many things, but the sun literally gives us life. The sun is grandfather. The sun is like, you know, gives us life every day. The sun is the one that rises, that does the whole 360, orbits the everything every single day for us, and never, you know. So it gives us life. It can heal us literally. Just sun gazing, we can talk about that again, but the sun is life. The sun, we wouldn't be here without the sun. It ignites literally everything.
Do you believe it's a portal?
Hell yeah, it's a portal. And that's when sun gazing takes you in, because you're literally, the sun activates these codes within us because we are light. Like when it comes down to everything, we are just light. So the sun is the most solar thing. The sun is what gives us everything. And when we realize that we are just this like electric being, and the sun, we just focus into it and give it and its gratitude for it every day, like that's when we enter these other portals and we realize. And that's why they are trying so fucking hard to block the sun every damn day. They don't want us because when we receive the sun, it literally the sun can heal any disease with certain meditations, breathing the sun in and doing chants for it and doing vibrations with the sun. You can heal yourself. Any disease can be healed with the sun, you know? It's life.
That's crazy.
And I get excited because it's just like, and that's why so many rituals and practices have always been a thing, and you see that respect because the sun is life. It gives us life, and yeah.
And you know about Saturn worshiping?
Yeah, I've heard
the
some
black cube of Saturn?
things. I've heard some.
Do you know what do you know about the planet of Saturn?
Well, Saturn is like I would say like the master planet grandfather type energy. Like I don't know. I just look at them as energies of what they bring. So authority and like very strong, you know, and placement of things and things like that, you know.
No, but keep breaking it down. Keep breaking it down because it correlates to because if you know about Saturn worshiping and the black people Saturn, it's like it's evil. You know, it's evil religion and
I've heard stuff, but I just never
but how you're describing Saturn. It's kind of like that's them, they're aggressive. They, you know, that's what runs the world, the deep state.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, I think that's what our religion worship that the same shit.
Yeah.
The black cube. But there's something because the hexagon on top of Saturn.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you look.
The Star of David has a hexagon inside of it.
Yeah.
So and Santos Bonacci, that's what I heard it from initially, but
I know.
I was like,
So I'm like, man, I need to start watching him again. I haven't watched him in a few years.
Well, I just watched one, and he was on the Tinfoil Hat podcast, and it fucked me up because I was like, what the hell? I listened to
Bonacci. If y'all don't know him, go look him up.
Man, go look up Santos Bonacci for real.
But yeah.
How I want to know the importance of like the signs. The zodiac signs, because you know how like the 4 horsemen are basically like, you know, the zodiac signs and shit like that. So it's the core goes back to correlating with different shit, and then just having them all in the body, it just tripped me out. So
break that part down.
Can you break it down? Do you know more about that?
Yeah, I do.
The 4 horsemen on the body.
Oh, the 4 horsemen. Oh, when he was talking about it, Santos. I don't remember.
Well, just basically break down the whole zodiac, the
but
body.
But basically, like in the sky, the constellations, like is basically a map of our bodies.
Right.
So, like each sign goes through each one. So like the Leo is the heart, I think. I don't know each one. All I know really is the feet is the Pisces, and then how you guys were saying. So basically, because each sign rules a certain, like a few different, you know, bones or different parts. But yeah, I don't know. I'm losing my train of thought. But basically, because I'm thinking, because honestly, I was studying, I haven't looked into like Western, because there's so many astrologies, you know, there's literally like over 1,000 types of astrologies, so it gets like confusing because there's so many, you know. So I've studied a lot of different ones. So I've looked at Vedic astrology and Western astrology. So now I've been
about Chinese astrology?
And Chinese astrology, you know, has always been cool.
Because all of it intertwines.
Yeah, so they all do intertwine, you know, and it comes down to the numbers and the exact placements and seeing all, and then
you believe in numerology too, then, right?
Yeah, numerology is everything, you know, the sacred geometry of it, and numerology is just so powerful, like the numbers, and it's all in the numbers. Yeah, it is so crazy because I used to hate, like in math, I used to fucking hate math and I hate numbers, blah blah blah. But now my mind has shifted so much because I'm like, well, that's everything, you know. It's perfectly synchronized with numbers when you do the breakdown and the decimal, and it's just fucking wild.
Makes you really believe that we live in a matrix. It really does. It really makes you believe that we live in a matrix.
You do.
Because nothing's just cause. Nothing's a coincidence.
Yeah.
Everything plays a purpose. Everything's designed perfectly.
It is. And we fucking it up, but we coming back. We gotta come back strong.
You know, it's evil versus good, and evil just always wins for a long time. But then at the end, good always gonna win, but it's gonna get ugly.
Yeah.
It has to get ugly.
We just have to continue to, and that's what that's what I know I'm here to do, and I know we're all here to bring, because that's what we are, like, too. We are everything. We have the balance of, you know, both sides, dark and light. But to bring that balance back and realize they've already had their fun for so long, you know? So to continue to, during the chaos, just continue to have compassion and bring that kindness. And
I think it's going to get crazy in October. Right before election, because you know who Jordan Maxwell is? He's like an old school conspiracy theorist, and he said And he said,
I think maybe I do.
he said,
He's been a conspiracy theorist for like 30 years
Yeah.
or something. Okay, I think I just watched something that
he said that
put out
in
the other day.
October, well, in the last week of September going into October, it goes into Scorpio season, right?
Yeah.
And that one of the gods in Scorpio season is Mars. And Mars is the god of war.
Mm-hmm.
And then, you know, Scorpions are deadly. So he predicts a war happening in October because of that. And, you know, before, if I would have heard that, I'd have been like, whatever, like, we'll see what happens. But now, because I believe in astrology, and I see, like, oh, okay, like, yeah, that's going to happen. I feel like it's going to happen. Like, if all the energy lines up like that.
Yeah.
And then, you like, earlier you said, you brought up the energy of now it's the new year and all this shit. So it makes sense that all this pandemic shit is happening right now instead of January.
Yeah.
It makes sense that it's starting now. It's the new year.
It's the new year. They're starting it off strong because this is, So just trying to it's all perspective, reshifting our focus.
So
it's all about energy. Where are we going to feed our energy and not feeding it?
Do you believe it was written thing then? It was all written. Do you believe that history has to believe itself? Can it not for once?
Do you say repeat itself?
Like,
does it have to repeat
itself?
itself?
Does history have to repeat itself?
Well,
No,
I think it
you
is.
have to break the cycle.
Yeah, it's.
That's what I'm saying. Is it possible though?
Yes, of course. And we're here to do it. And
You
it's
think that'll be us?
Yes.
You think it'll be us?
It has to be.
That's
trust.
powerful.
I know I'm here on a mission. Like, and I've tried to deny it, but like I feel so passionate about it. You know, about just helping people reconnect and take our power back. You know, like that's what we're
you're
here
living in
to
your purpose
do.
for sure.
You know, like.
So when the war going on, like get shot or something, like, bah.
You can heal.
Yeah, I'm gonna whistle. I'm be like,
I'm gonna send a pigeon with some yarrow.
yeah, like,
That's the wounded healer right there.
I need something. Like, let me
I need something.
put instructions on the side too on his other foot.
On his other foot.
You said you spent time in the Amazons, right?
Yeah, I was more in the Andes Mountains by the Amazon. I was there too, but I was up in the mountains.
How
and
do you
the rivers.
You don't communicate through phones, right?
I didn't really have my phone. No, when I would go to like they had like when I was in Peru, no, in Colombia, I had my phone like once.
But you get service and everything, or no?
Well, on the site that I was at, but when I'm up in the mountains, no, you don't get no service.
Do those? Were you amongst tribe people and all that stuff, or what?
When I was in Colombia, I met with one of the tribes. But when I was in Peru, I was there with the Shipibo tribe. That's who I did like ayahuasca with. And then the other people, it was just like the locals up in the town,
So,
and they were local medicine.
Like, what's their form of communication if they need to get a hold of each other, or they're always amongst?
They have like phones and stuff.
Oh, okay.
In the local. Like in the local villages, there's still small villages, and even like up deep in the forest, they'll still have some type of. It's crazy because they'll have like maybe at least a phone, or someone has one, you know.
Like just one has one. Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah. So there's still it's like, and that's why they're connected in that way still, and just. I think now, like, knowing that they have that connection too, we need to just continue to turn to our native indigenous people because they stay having the answers and...
They're more connected.
You know, like, in the beginning, we look at them as... Or we have the labels, first world, third world, blah, blah, blah. But, like, they've always, even after being conquered and all of this, they've continued to take care of our earth for us no matter what. Like... in the Amazon specifically, you know, they protect that land daily without payment and still with people from America and all these places around the world trying to destroy. And that's also like, it's just, sorry, I'm having so many ideas and how we are all interconnected to this earth, to the planets, how it all affects us because it's all energy. But like, you know, when the Amazon was burning, still is burning. The Amazon is our lungs, you know. Where is this virus attacking us now? Our lungs. It happens in the spiritual. It happens
in the
there
physical.
first, and then it happens really in the physical. So our spirit connection with Pacha Mama Earth was already on fire. She's been burning, and now we physically, our lungs and things are burning as well. And it all
Wow.
deals with, it's just so crazy, and that's how it is really affecting us on every level. And she's healing too, during this time, and we are going to be healing, and it's just a huge shift and showing everything.
A shift is definitely happening right now. It's definitely happening.
It's a huge.
It's just hard to tell which way it's going.
Shift.
Yes, it's really hard to tell. And I think right now it's really a tug of war between evil and good.
Yeah.
That's really what it is.
Yeah, they're moving hard, but
and on last
we're
episode,
so infinite and powerful.
Last episode, you talked about how like this is the vessel, right? That we're just in a vessel. And I even always heard people say like, yeah, this is just your shell. God gave you your shell, it's your temple. You shouldn't harm it. You shouldn't do nothing to it. I've always heard that, but not so recently where like I realized like, man, I am one of those people that worship flesh over soul more. Like I never made that correlation where like I care too much about this, and I'm like, yo, none of this shit matter. The 3D shit don't matter. Like it does, but it doesn't matter at the same time because like it goes back to the energy and the soul. And then Santo Bonacci made me really think about when he said that if basically like you have to figure out your purpose on life and be a good person and just try to keep being a good person, because when you die, that's when you ascend. But it's when you don't learn and you're stubborn through your life is when you reincarnate and you have to keep doing it over and over and over again.
Yeah.
So that to me was just like it made sense, and that it really made, like logically, like everything, like knowing what I know, like religiously and the other stuff, like how I grew up, I'm like it all connected. That makes sense.
Yeah,
that makes sense. But it was just really a trip because I'm like I worship this shit.
Yeah, but it's okay. We should do both. Balance of both. We're giving it.
That's true.
And honestly, yeah, we have to have the balance of both, and that's why we take care of this
That's
temple.
true. That's true.
Why we take care of this temple for our soul.
And
to
you always
thrive
feel like you
and
connect closer spiritually too.
And that's the only way we will really connect to our spirit, because it's like this is the spirit's home in here right now, but to take care of it. And then we're able to because and like we feed ourselves with these foods and these things because that's what's going to continue to feed ourselves and our spirit. Everything is spirit. Like these foods is carbon, hydrogen, oxygen. That is those compositions. That's what we are.
Trinity.
So when we have those three, it's like, okay, we're being fed that Trinity. Yes,
the
three. To connect to spirit, we're allowing the cerebral spinal fluid. He talks about that. Santos, I don't know if you've seen that episode, but he talks about it a lot, and being able to have that fluid rise. And that's that Kundalini energy, that whatever they have, there's many names for it now, but that energy is what activates. That serpent is what's, being able to rise and ascend.
Yeah, bro.
The pharmacy sign.
And what do they do, bro? They demonize the serpent.
Yeah.
As demonic.
Yeah. The serpent is sacred.
It's really wisdom, huh? Yeah, that's fucking crazy.
And
it's crazy, dog. It's crazy. Like everything that's really up is down.
Yeah. They like to twist things around.
Like even like the whole 666, like 6 is a God number too, right?
Yeah, 666.
And then the fact that they corrupt that, they corrupt the rainbow.
I know, I really used to be the freaking churches really used to make me afraid of seeing the number 666. Like, oh my God, we're gonna go to hell. Like, no, it's a very powerful ass number that has
But it's true about the whole connecting thing, because even like when you eat better, you feel like you feel better. You connect. You feel like you connect with something different.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. When it matters when I guess you convinced me.
It is. It's so crazy, and that's when like fasting and stuff. It's like if you were to fast and do sun gazing, like for just like even a day, 2 days, 3 days, like you will feel that spirit. And that's why like fasting is sacred and is so important for us too, just being able to allow our bodies, our temples, our vessels to clear so that light energy, so the energy can just continue to flow through us more naturally. We feel more light, so it can just, function better, basically, because we don't have all this gunk and junk taking space, not allowing for the energy to flow. Because we're basically just like a vortex of energy ourselves, of this whole.
It's like vibration, no?
It's circulating. Yeah, we are vibration. We are sound. It's all circulating through us, and like a car. So if we're feeding ourselves, shitty stuff, like we're gonna slowly slow down, and the energy is not gonna be able to fully function. If we're giving ourselves the best energy, aka carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, foods with those three, cho, that's what's like gonna give us our chi, our energy, and then we're able to be like boom, boom, boom. We're able to receive this energy
Fucking
from the
crazy,
sun.
though.
I forgot
We
what I
are
was gonna
literally
say.
like the coolest freaking energetic beings, you know,
That's
and
what I was
it's up
gonna
to
say.
us to just keep charging ourselves up and fueling ourselves up, and we get
And
that.
stop listening to depressing music.
Yeah,
and stop
and
watching violence. And stop
exactly.
watching the... Because that makes you
Stop
vibrate
watching-
lower.
No, for real though, it does, like big time.
And
like
he
the
put
music.
me onto the whole frequency of the world, and you know, like a certain frequency causes. I didn't know shit about that.
Yeah.
So when he told me that a long time ago, but knowing what I know now, it clicks more. It makes sense.
Yeah,
It's like
I changed the like
yeah, I can't enjoy nothing the same anymore. Do I still listen to the same music? I do, but I catch myself listening now to more information, more podcasts, more of this because I can't no more. I see all the message, I see all the symbolism, all the demonic shit. I see all the it's very hard.
Yeah, I know it gets hard, but then you tune it out and just
I'm gonna take it back to the vessel part. You
Go
also
ahead.
gotta appreciate your body though, because there's no design in this world this unique. Like one thing I learned when I was on hallucinogens is like, you know, I stared at my hands a lot. Like, yo, I would just do this and I would just be like, all of this is like unique. It's like a one.
It's special.
It's like one of one type shit.
It is, bro.
We're so special.
I always look at it. I'm like, and I remember on Ash, it was like I would see the lions doing their thing. You know, like based off my vision, they would dance. But I'm like, yo, this is like, I have to appreciate all this. But even though like you have a lot of headspace, you have so much room to think about what you're truly saying and what you process so much about it to where you appreciate weird shit, you know, like shit that you overlook in like your physical life.
We're really special, bro.
We are.
Like I tell people, like we're God. Like we're gods, cause I'm good. Like what other species can really think something and build it?
I think monkeys.
No, they can't build a house, bro.
No, they can't build a house, but look, check this out. I don't think
Creativity,
See,
imagination.
there you go.
Yeah,
There you
you
Like
go.
who can do that, bro? I can have a whole conversation in my head,
Yeah.
but like it's
And
tricky.
we can have a whole conversation in our heads
Yeah.
together. All
Yeah.
of us. We can. And we will get to that point. It's power. We
It's
have
true.
those abilities.
It's true. It's like
and
it's so calcified,
yeah,
huh?
yes, we do. And this is part of the shift because this goes back to with astrology and the times and the shifts and the 3D and literally shifting kind of like dimensions, but the planet, and it gets deep into that point where we
People
are
forced
going to be
to
able
cook.
to tap more into these abilities that we have, and that's why they do these things, because they don't want us to, even if they weren't doing all this stuff, like, you know, it's not going to happen. And that's why they're blocking the sun, because the sun helps us tune into these abilities. Like, we can telepathically communicate, and when you do mushrooms and stuff and more often, and you sit with those, the ceremony, like, that's why you can telepathically communicate, you know, in those times.
Do you think there was ever a time in this whole world that humans have existed that we were on that level?
Yes,
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying, that's part of like going back.
How long ago do you think?
I think before.
How long do you think? Oh, I'm sorry. How long do you think this plane that we live in, or this tree of life that we live on? How long do you think it's been here?
Forever.
Forever?
Infinite.
Forever.
Damn.
But I don't think it's always been what it's been. You know, I feel like the idea and the creation of it's always been there, but it grew. It's kind of like how islands work with volcanoes. You know, like it has to erupt a few times for that shit to darken and harden up. Then you build more onto it, more onto it. I feel like that's probably what it ended up being. But I definitely believe in the globe theory. You know, so I think they probably cut the root off. Or they probably cut the top of the tree off or whatever. However it works, you know. But I feel like that glass over us is definitely there blocking something. Because I showed you pictures in India. How the sun looks. and it's you can just sun gaze all you want because it's not bright. When you come out here, it's like fuck.
Yeah.
That shit's bright.
So the one in India is better.
No, like I wouldn't even say it's better because I mean the sky still sucks, but it's like you're just able to sun gaze a lot more. Easier. I wouldn't say it's better. It's the same shit.
Yeah,
but
just the positioning of the sun, the placement
all of that,
geographically where you're at, the dynamics.
And the sun's not 93 million miles away from us, huh? Like they tell us.
Damn, I don't think
Because they asked Santos, and Santos said he thinks it's between 60 to 100 miles.
Yeah, that's why I was like 90. That sounds like an.
But remember when we broke it
it's
down because I had told him, and I'm like, all right, well, how when you fly in the air, what are you flying in there? Oh, 4,200 feet in the air. So we looked up how much 4,200 feet is mile wise, and it was only 8 miles. So yeah, it made me believe more like if we're only flying 8 miles up in the air. Yeah, that shit could probably be 60 to 100 miles.
Yeah,
we're not even a quarter way there.
Exactly. That's
So
why.
I believe that more because
Like
93 million. No, but if you Google it, we Googled it. It said how far is the sun from the Earth, and it said 93
who
million.
said it? Not NASA.
Exactly. That's why I looked it up to see what they tell us.
40,000 feet wouldn't. How many?
4,200 feet in the air.
42,000.
Well, feet in the air is like it was 8 miles. You looked it up.
Yeah,
Damn.
that would be.
You looked it up. You did the math. That's why we're like, this shit gotta be close to us.
I want to double check that because that shit it sounds unbelievable still.
Type in 42,000 feet into miles.
How many miles
It's 42,000 feet.
is 42,000 feet? Yeah, 8 miles.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Damn.
So
That's
we weren't
something
even.
you-
We're still not even close to it at all. Not even a bit.
Because
Yeah.
what trips me out is from here to Hesperia is about like 40, 50 miles, 50-mile drive. So it's like
You
what the
So
fuck?
that is standing up.
Like, what the that sounds unfucking believable, bro.
So
That sounds, think about it, bro. That sounds unbelievable.
it does.
That sounds unbelievable.
That's what I'm saying. But like, if you Google, like, that's why I said I want to know what they tell us how much how far the sun is. It said 93 million miles. Look, Google that one.
But I don't believe. I believe Santos.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't believe.
No, I feel you, but that's why I was like, that makes more sense because I was like, Google tells us 93 million.
Google
Fuck
is
no.
fucking.
Or NASA is already. I don't believe. I don't believe in NASA.
Fucking can't. I can't with all
So-
of these sponsored. Everybody's linked. The one top percent.
All
They're all
these
sponsoring.
globalists.
They all
globalists.
sponsor each other.
So all these planets are also gods, right?
Well, people call them gods,
in
but
Greek
I
in
Greek mythology, yeah, I don't consider it gods. I just think of everything as just energy. Yeah, everything's energy.
49
The
miles.
energy force. Numbers, people try to say like, oh, these are angel numbers. Like, who said these were ruled by an angel or these are angel numbers? Like, these are just
who created all that?
freaking this lady named Doreen Virtue hyped it up. She was a tarot oracle person, made cards, and she began with the angel numbers and starting to put that. But she ended up coming out later that she was, Christian, wasn't going to do all this stuff. It was a crazy thing, but she made a lot of money. She was one of the first persons to, put that shit out there, But then, of course, you look at the archangels. That goes back to, I don't know, Catholicism, Catholicism, So so they're still trying to hold on deep to religion, Christianity, for America, at least, to say so. Because, like we said in how Trump said, they're realizing the churches, our generation, we're not really going to churches much and stuff. Like, that is part of the system that's also breaking and being destroyed right now. And it's hard because we are awakening into this power, and it's just so beautiful and exciting because this is all, it's all connected, so instead of us going and giving our power to a pastor or power to somebody else, we all have to go within right now. We're realizing we do have this power, we have the power, and then what's giving us the power, we're having these conversations. The sun, we're connecting back to all of these things, and we're realizing, it's just the planning of it all is crazy because like it's been prophesized, you know, like this has been in the works, and this is just the beginning of the unraveling of everything to come, and that's why they're so scared, because they know it. They know that they've had their time to shine, and it's time to go. But it is up to us to really build and like take action. You know, I truly believe in build with our communities. They want us to self-isolate, and okay, we'll wait till this passes, but really realize, like, what the fuck? Like, let's realize where they're giving their money right now, saying they're helping the people and they're only helping, you know, certain individuals. But the whole scheme of it, like, people are really waking up to that, like, the bullshit and the lies. Like, time is made up, you know, money is made up. Where are they getting all this money from? Like, it's all, it's all a system, it's all a game. So what is really important? What is, and that's when people, they, you know, they're seeking that, and it's just realizing
do you
it's
think
here.
Is peaceful transition?
Honestly, I don't know. I mean, I think we have to.
Do you think it's the end of time?
Interesting that.
Damn. Huh.
What happened?
Damn, that is crazy.
What you said.
What did I ask you?
You said peaceful ending.
I said peaceful transition.
Peaceful transition, and I said,
and the ice
and
cube
then the ice cube was like, boom. So the ice falling within the waters, what does that represent?
The flood is coming. The storm is coming.
Yeah.
Something's in the water.
The storm is here.
The water, how you
so,
know.
but the end of times now, or you think we'll get past it?
I don't know. I don't think it'll be a huge end of times. I think we're just in a big rebirth shift period, a paradigm shift of power, of authority.
I hope we grow up to be the generation that's like, yeah, they've been saying the world's gonna end for so long. Even my generation, it never happened. I hope we end up saying that.
I don't
But do you also think evil's gonna go out easy? Because I don't. I really believe that they're not. That's why it's gonna get crazy. I feel like.
Yeah, we need to just be aware, and because they do have like some power, but we have a lot more power.
Of
so
course,
that's why we need to just build and have hope and
where
believe.
we go one, we go all.
Like, I know it sounds silly, but we need to just believe and put in action, because like it all starts with our thoughts, and that is like the most powerful energy. Like you said earlier, you can have a whole conversation with yourself in your head. We can plan and imagination. That's why we have this vision, this pineal gland. That's how it first comes down into our mind, and then, you know, we build with other people.
So amazing.
We share our vision. We
so
all
amazing.
have gifts and everything to create. Like, we are infinite beings, you know. So I believe, like, yeah, there is this darkness, but we have the ability to transmute that shit. Like, we can transmute anything, any dis-ease, any discomfort. Like, we have that power. Well, the divinity that created everything around us is within us. Like you said, you know, we are divine. So divinity, like, how would divinity respond? We are that. So, like, really embracing that, believing it, and then responding forward. And, like, that's when you don't have worry. That's when you don't have doubt, because you just know and just trust in the divine, which is us, you know?
Bars. For real.
So I don't know. I don't even think like
it all connects.
Because I'm just like
it all fucking connects, bro. Everything connects. Everything's just told differently, but it all connects.
Yeah, we are all interconnected. Everything is interconnected because everything is energy. Like, just it's all like boom boom, but our truest interconnection here that we should continue to try to remember is just with each other and the land here, Earth, because this is where we're here, and then realizing the planets do
is our
affect
purpose
us.
To help each other?
I believe so. Our purpose is to, you know, we aren't separate, you know, so our purpose is to have community and with being with each other. I believe I feel like over time, that's what they've continued to do by putting up borders and by putting up this and these hierarchies and these classes, and we are all on these different levels with that, these power structures. But I mean, I think at the end of the day, like, with all of that was gone, like, it would just be, you know, our innate love and expression of just like being with, you know, just community, like just harmony, balance of everyone. It just.
Have you heard the phrase that the Roman Empire never fell. It just rebranded,
Yeah.
and that basically this is the Roman Empire that we're still living in.
And that's why we need to destroy Babylon.
Motherfucking bars. What the fuck I'm talking about?
And that's why we're here. That's why you asked why we're here. I think we're here to bring compassion, love, but also
Duality.
like we have duality. We have that other side within us. So if we need to bring it with heat, we need to, we channel that energy that in whatever way. But we need to stay organized. We need to get organized with one another and have each other's backs.
How do we start that?
No, how do we distinguish who's gonna be fighting for the side?
Mm-hmm.
How do
True.
we distinguish that?
What do you mean?
Just look, check this out. Destroy Babylon. I get that, but you also gotta think. What if you destroying Babylon puts you on the bad side?
I'm already on the bad side.
No, like bad side, like not even morally. It would just be bad side because you got confused or tricked. You get what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like let's say
Manipulated.
yeah, manipulated based off of propaganda, media, and all that. Like let's say like your way, not your way, but just your way was the wrong way. Like let's say we do burn down Babylon, and then at the end of the time, it's like, motherfucker, I was trying to help y'all. You just sit there and you like, damn.
Oh, so like the deep state was actually trying to help us?
No. God telling us.
Oh,
like,
okay.
God, like when we up, he's like, I was trying to help y'all, and you like, really, like you couldn't give us a hint or anything. He's like, I did, but y'all burned the shit. Or it's like, but that's the part where I always I'm on the fence about, because it's like, what side's the righteous side? What side? Because I do believe like burn every fucking building. But then again,
people
I
would
don't.
say the righteous shit, but you know what's righteous, and you know when you move righteous.
Yeah,
You feel it.
of course. But me morally, remember, we always talk about it, and you always we both agree when it's facts over feelings.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But when it comes to a utopia, it's all about feeling. You have to include feeling when it comes to a utopian world, because you have to be compassionate to your neighbor. You have to love your neighbor in a utopian world. So it's like,
That's true.
Not necessarily going to full utopian, having the balance of the yin and yang, like every, balance of, we have all sides, but just balance of freaking, harmony of shit, within, which is nature, with the freaking animals.
But
With the cycles of life of what we're here, I think.
I feel
and
like
then I
that's-
think with that, once we connect back to that, like that's the main first connection is with nature, then it will all kind of fall into place,
and I think that's gonna happen when everything's burnt down. Think about it though.
So
I always try to create a scenario or like a movie in my head that kind of points every dot in the picture, like a well-written story, because that's what it is. It's a good-ass movie we're watching right now. But
I don't watch many movies, but
But I'm pretty sure you look back at the old movies you've seen, it's like, I've probably seen this before.
so when I look at what's going on now, and I'm like, yo, this is wild. So when I think about burning the establishment down, it's like, what if it could have been done right? But then you have people that are like, nah, fuck that. It's facts over feelings. Then what do you do with those people? If you're compassionate,
I don't think the establishment needs to burn. I think we need to take the people that are the corrupt people out of the establishment. Because like I said,
we're too advanced to go to a utopian type country. Because in the court of law, there's no feelings involved. I get that. But like a perfect society that people want, like our generation wants, is utopian.
You see that? I don't think we'll ever see just perfect. You think so? I think that would be probably the first realm above.
That's what I
The
picture,
blissfulness.
I think you can make any realm whatever realm you want, depending on the people that are in there.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
This shit could be one if we wanted it to be. But I wish I was Thanos or something. I could snap everyone's mindset.
Bro, all that hidden technology that they're keeping from us, that we can have clean oceans, we can have clean air, we can have all this shit, bro, that we should have. That's a right to us, bro. Like Tesla discovered this shit. Not like
Then they killed him.
It's not like he fucking made it. He discovered it.
That's the wild part. Reverse engineering, bro. Reverse engineer like UFO technology.
Yeah.
You know what I also remember? We were thinking about the black cube earlier, and I said like Saturn and shit. I just remembered that Saturn is Kronos in Greek mythology, and Kronos was the god also that ate his own children, the little babies, and now these people that praise that
are eating fucking children.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm glad that's being exposed more. Some people will continue to deny it, especially when they find out their favorite celebrities are the ones. Why do they look so young? Well,
for real.
I'm so tired of it, Alicia. I'm so tired of the sexualization of kids.
Me
I'm
too.
tired of that shit.
I can't. Save
Can
the
we
children.
leave? Can we leave them alone, bro?
Please leave our children alone.
Like stop having 12, 13-year-olds act like they 20-something-year-olds and being like
I don't watch
The Good Boys. What the fuck that movie was called? What was it called? The little kids. I didn't like that. I don't like shit like that.
There was a recent movie or something. I don't watch. I swear I hardly watch anything. When I see someone, my parents, or I hear or I see Twitter things and it's like movies and I'm like, damn, because I've seen it from before for us, but I've seen it's getting worse and worse, and it's just sad. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, it's so normalized though now, so that's another step that we had to just
that's the agenda.
Just like I don't know, I could go yeah, it just goes deep with.
It's all about the kids, man. It's all about that adrenochrome. It's all about the kids.
That's our yeah.
And it's nasty to talk about. It's freaking like it's unbelievable. But you gotta remember, these people aren't human beings.
Yeah.
They're not human beings. They're not.
No, Lil Wayne.
They're not.
They ain't real.
Them reptilians, bro. I don't care what nobody tell me. Them reptilians.
Yeah, they're pretty sick. Save the children.
Like Alex Jones was saying, he's all like they're not just pedophiles, they're cannibals. Like and I'm like, I didn't even know to that extent. I'm just like, fuck, like damn.
Yeah, that's why trafficking and organ.
Oh, it makes the world go round. That's number one currency.
That's number one currency, which is crazy to think about, but that's real.
China has the least restrictions on like what you could do as far as like human experiments. The black market restrictions aren't like crazy, so a lot of people go there for black market.
And to test shit too.
Like when the war in Syria, that was like big marketing scheme. That was a big market for body parts because people would hit the border. And that would be their fee. It'd be like, well, you guys either pay us or we fucking traffic one of you guys.
Can you pass that for me?
There was a story I read where it was like the dad gave himself up so his 4 kids could travel.
Thank you.
But yeah, his oldest daughter was crying and like talked about her dad, like they didn't know where they took him. But they feel like he's a victim of organ harvesting.
Yeah, that shit's real.
Man,
and a lot of the children who get organ are the kids at the borders, and there's still all that going on right now too. You know, it's just crazy.
And all these celebrities and shit, they all praise and worship Moloch and Baal, and you know, Moloch was a god where in Babylonian times where people were sacrificed shit for riches and fame and shit. That's basically what all these celebrities do too. And you see it in this shit.
See these sacrifices.
The same way you good people have your religious views and your spiritual views, they have theirs. It's evil. They practice it evil ways. We practice it, regardless if our religion's bad. I know for the most part everyone's, at the end of the day, religion makes a lot of people try to be a better person, and I can't knock it for that, you know. So that's why I don't care what you believe in, but it's all just division too. It's all like, oh, no, I'm Catholic, well, I mean, that don't matter, bro. None of that shit fucking matters.
Yeah.
But if it's making you be a better person, I don't knock it. I don't knock it. Keep doing your thing. Keep going to church and do whatever you're doing. As long as you're not hurting people, hey, bro, I'm with it. But they practice that shit the same way, just in a satanic way. And it is what it is. And some people don't like hearing that shit, but it is what it is. And I tell people, once people realize that this world is ran by pedophile, satanic elitists, then everything will make sense after that.
Yeah.
Yes. Once you process that, everything will it'll be easy. It'll be so easy to
down,
like, oh, okay, that makes sense. That makes
sense.
sense.
Smoke some cannabis and let her help you process this shit, because it gets real. This is why this medicine helps me.
They need to watch it sober too.
No,
these last 3 weeks have been amazing because there's no distractions right now. You're forced to pay everyone. So many people have been waking up these last 3 weeks in the last decade.
Tell them about your phone blowing up.
My phone stayed. My coworker, bro. I'm having my whole workplace looking at this shit like, damn, these people are really sick. And I'm like, bro, I know it hurts. I had the homie at work come up to me and say, damn, bro, LeBron, I look up to him. And I'm like, I know, bro, and it sucks. And you're gonna be depressed. And I've been there. It sucks. Yeah. But it's fine. It's better to know the truth. Yeah. It's better because we don't need these fools, man.
We don't need to give them our precious energy. We are too.
You don't have to sacrifice your kid's sexuality. You don't gotta sacrifice a family member. You don't gotta do none of that shit, man.
Fucked up shit. It's real, and it all aligns on certain days, number of stars, because they know all that shit too once they sell, whatever. So we gotta just continue. Yeah,
it's really good versus evil, man. It's so crazy. It's a spiritual battle.
Yeah, it's spiritual.
And it's always been, now I'm hip to it. So now I see it. So now all this shit planning out. I'm winning. I'm seeing this shit happen in real life now. So it hits more, and it's just like you said, I'm not panicking. I panic a little bit inside every time, especially when I smoke. I get paranoid. I'm like, shit really gonna hit the fan, yo. Shit really gonna hit the fan. But then when I'm sober and I'm out of work and shit, it's like I'm in a good mood because you can't do shit about it. You gotta just be in good spirits and take this shit day by day. Because we're not gonna change shit. Y'all ain't down. Y'all ain't down to go do what China did and do what France. Y'all ain't down to revolt. And maybe we shouldn't have to do that if Trump, whatever people want to say about that. If he's actually the white hat operations happening, then it could be a transition, but these evils they're not letting go that easy. They're not. Shit's sick, bro. Fuck you, John Podesta.
And Bill Gates.
Fuck all of them, bro.
All of them, bro. But you know why? You know why John Podesta?
Yeah, that shit was wild. Fuck that. Fuck Hillary too, though, on the record.
And then they mock us. They mock us. Y'all don't see that shit. Y'all have to learn the pedal codes and the symbols and all that shit. You have to learn that shit. Cause
Obama spent how much on a pizza party?
Obama spent $65,000 and ordered pizza from Chicago to get flown in at 2 a.m. What the fuck?
For one night.
For one night and hot dogs. And if you know the code words for that, add that shit up. Hillary today tweets about, she's giving pizza to all the hospital workers that are doing. If you gotta know what the symbolism of pizza is, then you know what the fuck going on. Like all these alien videos that are coming out too with the little kids touching the Disney people, the Disney characters at Disneyland, like that in the private parts. Like that's not, y'all don't see that shit. Y'all think it's entertainment.
Why would you give something unhealthy to people in the hospital? Oh, hospital workers. Never mind.
Well, the truth will continue to be exposed, and people are going to continue to see.
People are finding it, yeah.
This is part of the great shift. It must be revealed, and then
it's the great awakening.
Let me ask you something. What's your favorite plant? Like, not a healing plant, but just like, a little house plant.
Oh, that's a hard one.
How many do you own? I feel like you collect them.
I have a lot of plants. I have a lot of plants in the shop now, and I have a lot in my house. I love all the purple ones. And my cactuses.
We gotta talk more about your shop, actually.
Yeah.
So where's your shop located at?
It's on Hope Boulevard in Pomona.
Hope Boulevard.
Yeah.
Pomona.
So, it's right there. It's right there in the center of, with people, the hood, right there. I love it. It's a new day every day.
I want to ask you, actually, how was the transition, or how's the new headache of going from just an online business to actual retail?
It's it's different for sure. I'm still trying to get a hang of it. It's just
Are you doing
been
everything by
happening
yourself?
so fast. It's still kind of been me. I've been having more helping hands coming in slowly, but now I'm gonna get it going because it's I'm still doing online, and then I have people coming in. And then it's just been popping, so I'm grateful. But I'm like, damn, it's already been almost like 4 months, 4 months in. So I'm just seeing. I have ideas of how I want to expand already, but I know, okay, well, I'm spreading myself thin in a lot of ways, just because it has been back to back. So I haven't had time to sit back and like help find the right team and stuff. But they're gonna be coming soon, so I'm excited.
Put me in, coach.
Hey. Yeah, I've been having so many ideas. Like, I wanted to turn one of the other rooms into a sauna because saunas are fucking awesome and they have many healing benefits. So I don't know. That might come. soon.
What, he rocks?
All the rocks, everything,
No crack
all
rock.
the scents, all the herbs,
No crack rock.
all the stretches. Not that rock. Unless it's the song by Frank Ocean playing in the background. Just kidding.
Hey.
But yeah.
There are times coming to me.
Yeah, the classes have been awesome. I think that's what's been the most exciting
That's what I want to
part
talk
for
about.
me.
The
Just
classes.
being able to have that there.
I'm trying to go to
you
ganja
know?
and paint.
Yeah, come out. It's so
trying to
fun.
Bro,
That was
that's
one of my
fire.
favorites so far, honestly.
That's fire.
Yeah, bro, she be having all the honeys there, ganja and painting.
All the
All the spiritual mommies, I'm with it. No offense, just all respect. I just think that's dope. That shit like that's a turn on to me now, dog. Like, and when girls are on their spiritual shit, like that's dope.
Don't we need to put?
Cause I'm way more picky now too when it comes to certain shit. Like, for real, like I need a vegan girl now. I'm even picky about like I want someone to have the same beliefs as far as vaccinations and all that stuff. Cause I don't want
same energy,
yeah, same
vibration.
energy, man.
The energy you put out.
And I want
is the
to
energy
have
you'll
if I
receive.
have a seed or have a kid,
Yeah.
I want them to grow into that type of environment and bubble where both
that's
parents are
good.
righteous human beings. And I'm not there, I'm far from being righteous, but I'm saying like if
You are
whenever I
righteous.
do have a kid,
We're all righteous.
you're right. I don't feel like I ever give myself enough credit, to be honest.
Yeah,
You
we are
don't.
freaking.
I don't.
That's what we forget because we've been programmed to forget and not ever realize our power because we've given it to other people for so long, the churches and all this other, and needing a middleman. We don't need a middleman to connect to source. We have source flowing through us, and the way we receive that energy is by tuning in to our temple, and then
Yeah.
we receive all
No,
the energy from source.
He gives his physical side a lot of credit, right?
Who?
But Chris. But he doesn't give his spiritual side enough credit.
Yeah, give
That's
her.
true.
Because, yeah,
We are, yeah, tune in. We are spirit.
Because you talk your shit when it comes to the physical realm, right? But when it comes to the spiritual realm, you're not confident in it.
I'm not.
Which I get.
Because
I
I
get
feel
it.
like I know what I have to do or even practice and I don't. Like I don't start meditating. I don't like even I want to start reading the Bible because even though I know it's like not the 100% accurate, the messages and the meanings and I do believe in a creator, whether it be the sun, whether it be God, Jesus, Most High, whatever, it all correlates the same thing, energy, whatever you want to put it. But I just feel like I'm hard on myself a lot because I'm like even smoking, like shit like that. Like I know it's weed and I know all that shit, but I abuse it.
Yeah.
Cause I'm not sick. I'm not, like, little shit like that, or even wearing certain brands that I have not knowing like what it stands for and the logos, and it's like I'm just hard on my. I feel guilty now.
Yeah.
I can't enjoy shit. And like I feel like, and even like hanging out with certain people, I can only be there for a little bit because I'm like y'all ain't on the same wavelength. But it's like I love y'all, so I'm still gonna kick it with you guys. You feel me?
I feel it. Yeah, it's all part of the. I feel you.
And I don't want to let go of shit yet. You feel me? And that's when I know that I'm not moving righteous because I'm aware of the information. I'm aware of what I gotta do, and I still did not. I'm still like ignoring it. Like I'll get to it. I'll do it eventually. Like nah, bro. Like do it. Like you know what you gotta do.
Yeah.
But I know it's a process. That's why I don't put that much pressure on myself either because I know it's a process, and every day you're learning, you're growing, and all that shit. So
just being present and with each day. That's all we can do. Hell yeah. With Earth. Pacha Mama.
Well, I want to thank you so much, Alicia,
Thank you
for coming through. It was amazing.
I appreciate y'all.
Let
so
them know where they
much.
can follow you at, where they can
Follow
get your
at Pacha Mama's Remedies. You can order for online shipping, or for pickup in Pomona at pachamamasremedies.world.
.world.
Yeah,
For sure.
I ship all over.
I'm gonna pull up to the
Shop.
the smoking paint.
Yeah,
I know.
pull up.
I'm gonna pull up to that in a 3-piece suit. I'm gonna look like it's my best day.
Dude, you guys are hilarious. It's awesome. And honestly, like, how you were saying, like, with the cannabis and abusing it, and we've kind of all have gone through that phase just because of the plant itself and what we've been told and this and this. But just at the end of the day, too, like, and it's all about intention. Like, intention is just what are we putting out into the universe? So, like, asking the plant, like, to help us in this way, and she can take us to, you know, those psychedelic levels, and it's just really connecting us to our spirit too, ultimately. So using that with intention, if it is, you know, and then, but if you do feel like you're, you know, then we realize, because you know, I definitely have been there before too.
Like, I love getting high. I'm gonna keep it real. That's why I keep
but
smoking.
just remembering, it's a spirit, and just your intention of, like, you don't have to feel bad if you don't meditate. That just because you don't meditate doesn't mean you're not spiritual, because we are spirit, you know,
I
these
get you.
certain
I get
things
you,
too.
I get
And
you,
we
yeah.
do get hard on ourselves, because I feel like we've always had that. That's part of the deconditioning that we're releasing as well, you know, and being patient with ourselves as we unravel, because competition is part of colonization and capitalism and that mindset too, you know, and that's what is being destroyed. So we being restful and doing chilling and all that is spirit, you know. Having hanging out with the, you know, and doing whatever, that's spirit. We're spirit doing this and this, you know. So
Yeah, that's true.
So I don't know. That's how I be looking at it.
We enjoying the ride.
Yeah, we
In other
spirit
words,
floating on this ride.
Forgive yourself.
Yeah. That's the number one step. Forgive and love thyself.
Man,
Connect to the plant.
well needed episode. Well needed. This is what I wanted from the episode, to be honest.
Thank you.
We kind of touched on stuff that I want to touch on and more in depth, and it was dope.
Yeah.
Thank you, Alicia.
Thank you.
And shout out to everybody again. Thank y'all for tuning in.
Y'all
This is the
for
OB podcast, man. Subscribe to the YouTube, please. I'm dropping more shit on there. You can peep this on all platforms. You can go catch up, listen to the whole season. And season 3 will be in the near future. So shout out to you guys again, man. OB. Thank you, Manny, for, you know, tapping in with me with these guests and shit. So we see y'all when we see y'all, man.
See y'all next
Alicia,
season.
man, thank you. We out of here, man. OB.